Oh. Meow.
Oh, hey. Why is this not working? I think I screwed something up.
What did you screw up?
Interesting. That's not right. That's our notes. Oh, God, what have I done?
What did you do?
Nope. This is all wrong. This is all terribly wrong.
It's all wrong. So wrong.
Boo, 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 boo. Well, let's fix this. This is weird and dumb and weird. Oh, no, it's working.
Dumb.
I'm dumb. I'm the dumb one.
Dumb.
Okay. I had to rest my eyes a bit there. I'm glad I had that moment to do that.
Rest your eyes.
Like an old man, yes.
Oh, I'm gonna go to bed after this. Like literally right after.
Yeah.
Sleep has not been good to me lately.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Ugh.
Okay, I'm just looking over the notes again, trying to get an idea.
Getting an idea.
An idea.
I'm like, I think I'm so overtired. Like, I'm starting to just hallucinate.
Ooh, that's not good.
It's gonna be fun. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the date right. June 29th. Yes. June 29th. Okay. Here we are. Here we go.
Go.
All right. Better start it. I better start the thing, right?
Yeah, you better start the thing.
Okay, I'm going to start the thing.
Start the thing.
Here we go.
Thing started.
In 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Disnerds Plus, where we talk about your favorite nerdy shows on Disney Plus. This is episode number 14. Today we're talking about Miss Marvel 2 Crushed for Wednesday, June 29, 2022. I'm Shane.
I'm Mike.
Well, hello, Mike.
Hello.
How are you now?
Oh, super great. It's awesome. How are you?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I am really looking forward to not having to try to fit so much into a night for podcasting, but I think
hey, next week only one. We only have to watch one.
Yes. Hopefully we can.
Excuse me.
Yeah, get back to. But I still think you question things. I think still whether or not we'll get back to normalcy or not. Otherwise, I
don't think we will. I think we'll maybe get back to normal for like a week and then it's screwed again. But yeah.
We'll have to figure something out if that's going to be the case. Yeah, like, oof, Disney, oof, break my balls here.
This is not 2023 yet, because 2023 is going to be way worse.
Oh God. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Anyway.
Great. Okay. Cool. Well, hey. Yeah. Let's talk about this first. Previously on Miss Marvel. We were introduced to Kamala Khan, a 16-year-old high school student in Jersey City, with a big imagination and a heart of gold. I mean, true. Also a giant Captain Marvel fan, as we heard her part of her 10-part series on her.
That was pretty neat. be honest. I like that.
It was an interesting intro to the show. Yes. As the show's progressed, I've noticed less of that sort of cartooniness, though. Whatever you want to call it, the overlays. That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like her. That was the first and only time you're gonna see her nerdiness towards Avengers, like really bad.
All right.
So that was like the worst part of it, I think.
The worst. At the at the breakfast table, we were just getting ready for a driver's test. We had her immediately fail, bumping into the I was going to say
Instructor's
instructor.
car.
I don't know if he's
Yep.
an instructor's car. Yeah, into his car, and then walking through the hallways, got a whole bunch of just disrespect from her fellow classmates and everything.
Disrespect.
Not being cool. We had her friend Bruno that she ran into, and her other friend who before I did not know. I wrote it down on one of these new episodes, but it's what is it? What is her other friend's name? It is.
Nadia.
I think it's Nakia.
Nakia. Maybe it's
Kind of
Nakia.
like Nokia, but with it. And it's like a combination of
You
Nokia and Nadia.
You could be right about that.
I believe
That's why
that
I
is
have
correct.
IMDb coming up right now.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we also had, she had this box of junk, well, old junk that I guess her nanny or grandmother had sent, and she saw this bangle in it, along with some other old photos and things in there. And
You're right, by the way. It's Nakia.
yes, indeed. And so her brother Aamir was getting married. Also, we learned of. He seems like he's a good big brother. Like she wanted to go to AvengerCon, and he kind of helped out to talk their parents into allowing her to go. And then of course, they gave her some conditions where her and her dad were going to dress as the Hulk in some costume that her mom made, and obviously she wasn't happy about that. And then eventually Bruno and her make a plan to sneak out, which doesn't go according to plan. She loses her bike in the process. I don't actually remember. She definitely didn't get that bike back, right?
No, because she basically lost it once she lost it in the bus, from the bus.
Yep. She then at AdventureCon, she was able to quickly, despite not being able to get the gloves that Bruno had made, she was able to enter the contest, and that's when she puts on the bangle for the first time. I guess, or activates the bangle for the first time, and ends up that Zoe friend that she had earlier bumped into in the halls was there, also dressed as Miss Marvel, and had
The old school look. The old school Miss Marvel.
kind of like what they did with Vision and Scarlet Witch in Halloween for the WandaVision
believe it or
show.
not, Miss Marvel technically is not Kamala Khan is not the first Miss Marvel, but it's good that they made Kamala Khan Miss Marvel now.
Oh, did I say Miss
First
Marvel? And I meant to say Captain Marvel before that they were dressed as.
Oh no,
Captain
but before Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel was Carol Danvers. Then they switched it up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This is all in the comics because then they had Sharon Ventura and then Carla Soffin. They were all different types of Miss Marvels.
Nice. I did not know that.
And now we're at Kamala Khan, and I think Kamala Khan is like the perfect one.
Yeah, right on. So she was able to save this Zoe, their other classmate that was dressed as I guess Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel, and
Miss Marvel.
yeah,
And yeah, it's confusing.
well, for all intents and purposes, in this show, or at least in the MCU, specifically, we haven't had a Miss Marvel before this, right? At least
right.
the MCU, yes.
Not in the MCU. Kamala Khan's it.
Yes. So she saves the Zoe after her powers just kind of getting used to this, as I called it before, I think ice energy or whatever you want to call it. Or what do they call it? Hard ice or hard
light,
energy?
hard light,
Yeah.
hard light, hard light.
hard light. And yeah, so she's kind of getting used to it initially, and then ends up bumping the Ant-Man's head, and that gets knocked down, rolls, and then there's a bunch of craziness that happens. I guess I didn't mention that before exactly how she saves her, because she does use like the big fist hand or hand to kind of save her, right? To kind
Yeah,
of
like
cushion.
well, I mean, in the comics they call it embiggen hand, or
Biggin.
something like that, which is really a weird word, embiggen.
Yeah, it's
You know?
almost kind of wonder why they haven't used it in this show. Yeah, but she does end up saving her, and then but causes some kind of antics in the process, and then we get the post. After all that, we get that kind of goes viral a bit, the video, and then they see it on the agents of what was it? Wrote it down here.
Department of Damage Control.
Well, okay, like I'm gonna remember that. You just hang on to that one.
D.O.D.C. D.O.D.C. D.O.D.C.
Uh-huh.
So
Yep.
D.O.D.C.
Gonna ask you every time for that one. Yep. Yeah. But we do see them one agent showing it to another, and with that guy being having started in Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home, as you pointed out, and I never would have noticed that if you didn't say anything either. But good on you for that. And yeah. So they show the videos, and then that was that. That was that episode. Okay. Moving on now to episode 2.
Oh boy.
This time, she's coming through. Kamala is coming through school. Kamala, sorry.
Did you say Kamala?
Well, it's spelled exactly the same, for the record. And as
Kamala.
I sent you a video where multiple people on videos also say it, pronounce it both ways. So I'm not the only one here.
I know, but
so
I'll correct it every time.
okay, whatever.
Anyway,
she enters super confidently into school. I guess I put the Puff Daddy was playing. I did put Puff Daddy on purpose, even though now obviously he was P Diddy, now he's just Diddy, I think. But anyway, I put Puff Daddy because that
was Puff Daddy.
He was when he wrote that song. But I don't know if the rules on that, or maybe I do have to call him Diddy in this case. I don't know, but
he might slide. He won't give you a loss.
He's okay with it, yeah.
Yeah.
As she's coming through school now, she's like super confident. She actually previously her coach had called her like Camellia or something like that, and she corrects him this time, despite all the times he's probably called her that. Not taking shit from anyone this time, because the girls that were in front of her locker before with their AirPods on kind of pushes them aside. I mean, in a polite way ish, I think. And comments about how, guys can just have a conversation in person, because I guess they were something we didn't pick up in the first episode is they were potentially having a conversation over their AirPods, though being right next to each other, which was ridiculous.
Weird. I would never do that. Why would anyone do that? That's really counterintuitive.
And then there's another guy, and I don't know if it was this. She knocks someone's books down, but
wasn't Kamran?
I was gonna say it probably was at this point.
Yeah, I think it was Kamran.
He was still new to me at this point, but she's super apologetic, but he's totally cool with it.
Totally cool, dude. Totally cool.
And then we see Zoe, who's all like got a group around her, who's all people are all excited. Oh my God, you met the superhero or whatever, and like she's all, explaining everything over dramatically, and and then they ask who it was, and so is it Zoe that calls her Nightlight at this point?
Yeah, she basically gave her that name and
thinks about it for a second and says, Nightlight, which is the worst.
It's like Night Monkey in what is it? Spider-Man was it? No, not Far From Home. Second one. What was the second one? Not Homecoming. God. Why can't I think of it?
Wait,
it's like brain fart me.
Wait, wasn't that what it was? It wasn't Far From Home, or
Far From Home was the last one.
No,
the middle one.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. No, it is Far From Home. Yeah, you're right. Far From Home. Sorry. There's so many Homecoming, Far From Home.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying about the Night? Oh, that's the Spider-Man. The black costume is called.
And
that?
maybe I think I heard this from one of my, I think it was New Rockstars or one of them, that there's like Night Monkey and Nightlight. They're like, maybe Zoe saw like the Night Monkey thing and it's like, oh, it's Night and Light.
Gotcha. Did they? I mean, they don't use that name in Spider-Man, do they? Or do they? Do they call him that at some point?
Yeah, they called him like Night Monkey in like the second or third act of the movie.
Okay, gotcha.
Because Ned gave him that name.
Okay.
So.
Nice. So then we had three friends. Oh, yeah. So this must have been. Come on. Now you got me thinking about it again. Kamala.
Excuse me. What?
It's so subtle too. They're looking at Zoe and her shenanigans, and then they sit down for lunch, and Zoe. Oh yes, then Zoe's having a party, I guess, and invites. This must have been Kamran. At this point, she invites to the party, and yeah. So then, let's see what all this. So this is there's a party. I guess must not have been too much that happened at this party, but was it? What all happened at this party again? Remind me, because that was
that's when Kamran jumped off the top of that roof into that like pool and went belly flopped it, and they're like, "Dude, did that hurt?" He said, "Oh, it didn't really hurt." So you're like, "Bro, what's up with this guy? It didn't hurt him."
yes, okay.
And then Kamala and Nakia are both mesmerized because he had his shirt off. You're like,
right. So who is it? She saves. She's showing off. Who is she? She's showing off her powers to someone at this point.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Or maybe your friend Bruno, but that's about it.
Okay, yeah.
Bruno's the only one that knows, or would know.
Who does she save here, though? Is she saving someone at this point?
I don't know where you get. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I wrote it for some reason.
Hallucination or something? I don't know.
Unless I missed the part. Maybe that was supposed to be later on. I don't know why that's there. Anyway. We do get then in the park. This is a park where we get a montage, a training montage, classic. And yeah, so I guess there's a game that I think it's Bruno is playing like a on his. I don't know if it's on his phone or.
Yeah, it's like little jumping pads.
Kind of gives her
playing. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of gives her literal. Did she get like a literal light bulb at this point?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I know she had that in the previous episode also, and she was coming up with a plan for leaving the house. But yeah, so there's an iPad app that oh, that's what Bruno's like, using an iPad or a tablet of some kind to sort of analyze the powers that and finds out that they're coming from within her. Yeah.
I don't know how an iPad does that though. I'm just curious.
No idea. It's just to show fancy things and tech stuff.
It's MCU tech, I guess.
It's right around that point where we see her eyes get all sparkly purple also. And that's that's when I think Bruno comes up with, let's call it, hard light.
No, she comes up with it.
Is it? I mean,
she came up with it.
Yeah. Okay.
She's like hard light, and he's like something like genius or something, like awesome, something like that. But it's not hard light anymore. Kind of know later on. Know what it's called at least.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But that's later.
Right.
Jumping ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, she gets obviously better by the end of the montage, as you might imagine. And oh yeah. So this is also during that montage is when Bruno is holding onto her, or vice versa. I don't remember who is hanging, but then they hanging down.
Oh yeah.
Please let me go.
Yeah,
Bruno's. Let me go.
Yeah, Bruno's hanging on her, and then she's like, "Let me go, let me go." It was felt like it was like a callback to when Hawkeye was holding on to Black Widow in Avengers.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that one.
I was thinking, I'm like, man, this feels slightly off familiar a little bit.
And of course,
And
he
it just
was
brought me back.
just a couple of feet off of the ground at that point. Actually, the roof, whatever they're training on. But
The rooftops. Yeah. So no one can see up there.
yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah, no, nothing. No cameras, drones, satellites, nothing. Nothing at all.
I mean, taller buildings that have windows.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Good point.
I don't know. I mean, it's in Jersey, so who knows what's in New Jersey?
Mm-hmm. So then we get for the first time, I believe, we get a shot of the mosque that Kamala and Nakia, I think, are both attending.
Mm-hmm.
And because initially I think they're late for it or something, they're kind of rushing and they wash up and everything, and we have the traditional, people bowing within the mosque and everything, and so then I didn't get a chance to look it up what the leader of the mosque is referred to as, but he's speaking, and then I think it's first I thought it was Kamala and her friend, but I think it's two other girls are taking selfies in the mosque.
So the leader of a mosque is called a imam, or IMAM.
IMAM. Okay.
Imam.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
Prayer leader.
Gotcha. So, but then again, I wonder if if there's different sects like there are with with Christianity, where they have different names for
Could be. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's Nakia and Kamala are I think they're talking, and he comments about how I think he comments on that, and they kind of comment back how they should fix that section or something because they're the acoustics or something along those lines. And then I think it's around that point where Kamala suggests that Nakia should run for the what do they call it? The
like it's the mosque
board or something.
Like board, yeah. It's just like kind of like a little general board for people to have their take on everything.
Right, and then she
Idea of
says
stuff.
she comments about, "Do I look like a 90-year-old man to you?"
Yeah.
And then I think we learned shortly thereafter that someone stole her shoes or something, or for some reason.
There's a shoe thief in the mosque.
Yeah, which is
Weird.
I guess we didn't say that was another part of it, is you're meant to take your shoes off before you enter the mosque as well. And I guess they weren't there when she got back, but so then back home, we see I guess we have kind of a little bit of a heartfelt moment with Kamala and her mom, and how her mom just wants her to stay safe, and that's all that matters, and that is when what is the where is she? Oh, she's just talking about the party here. Okay, I was getting confused, thinking I had notes crossed with the Avenger Con, but she asked for permission to go to this party, and her mom agrees to go here. Yeah, so
interesting. Go to a party. Where's alcohol, but you can't go to AvengerCon.
Right.
What?
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
backwards logic on that one, but hey, okay.
Right. Yeah, so that was okay. Yeah, so then we're at the party. So here, this is where I'm confused. This is where the somersault actually happened. Was at the party, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. What did I? Okay. Never mind. I don't know what I was talking about before when we were talking about the showing off the hand power and falling to the ground. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're at the
It's
party
all
now. And yeah, we get a scene with a guy who hands Kamala some orange juice, and she asks, "Is there?" I think she straight up asks if there's anything in it or if there's vodka in it or whatever, and he says no, or he says it's orange juice, and then with vodka, he says after,
Yeah.
yeah, naturally, that's what you do.
Hmm.
Well, at least they're
And then
realistic.
she's like, I'm drunk, and it's like, you just had a little drink, and you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So, yeah. But at least it's like he lied, but then he told the truth at the same time right away.
Well, it's like you're laughing about it. Got you.
Not cool, man. Not cool. But that's when we see. I'm sorry, I'm spacing on his name again.
Kamran?
Kamran do the somersault in the pool, and that's when that's when she gets all daydreamy about him as well.
Mm.
We see that's when we see the all sorts of emojis around him through Kamala's eyes and everything, and then yeah, like you said, he was okay after he did that somersault into the pool, and
It's kind of like, why is he okay? Because that's weird.
yeah,
Because that would hurt. That would hurt anyone else. Doesn't matter how fit you are. It would hurt.
yeah. So shortly thereafter, the cops arrive, and but they are able to. They being I think all three friends, Kamala, Bruno, and Nakia, right, are all they get a ride with. Oh my God, with
Kamran.
Kamran,
Kamran.
and so they kind of met him there, and yeah, able to get a ride with him out of there before getting caught. And while they're in the car, Kamala is in the front seat, and kind of talking with Kamran and able to getting to know him a little more, and he kind of makes her feel better because he talks about how he failed his driver's test the first time as well, and they start talking about Bollywood movies, and I think they're like their favorite Bollywood actor, and yeah, so they end up leaving after they get home and everything. They leave the car, and he goes ahead and gives her his number, and on the way out he calls Bruno Brian, which we may see later in the show potentially.
Insult. Ouch.
Yeah. But then yeah, back home, yeah, Kamala is dancing from that. Of course, she's all happy and everything, and
She's like daydreaming at this point.
yeah, with fancy lighting happening around her. Yeah. So the music abruptly kind of stops. She hit she hit the fridge. Where was the fridge here?
No, she just opened the fridge and
Okay,
grabbed the drink, and then she just like shut it, and then
it
I was like,
stops, and then is it her mom that asks how it always
how
was?
was the party? And she's like, I don't know if she said amazing or
Magical, apparently.
fabulous or something like that.
Apparently, it's magical.
Magical. Okay.
Yeah. So then heads to her bedroom, and then the daydreaming continues, of course, from her bed. Then we get back to school, and
Back to school.
the bell rings, and then her nose kind of lights up the hard light sort of look, if you want to call it that. The nose starts glowing. Her she's got a friend that, or I don't know if it's Nakia at this point, that tries talking to her, but she's got to rush to the bathroom, obviously. And I think, oh yeah, I think she goes in
That
and
was Nakia.
yeah, she tries talking to her from that and passes a tampon over the stall to her. And at that point, she's able to transfer the power to her hand, from her nose to her hand. Um, then yeah, takes a look in the mirror. Yeah, so then she's I guess she's talking with Nakia at this point, and she asks her how she makes it look so easy, and her friend Nakia says that she's that it's not really been easy, that she looks too white for some people and too ethnic for others. And at that point she does say that she did in fact decide to run for the mosque board. And then we are taken to Bruno sitting down with the counselor, the cool counselor, which I forget his name off the top of my head, but
I don't remember.
the guy that
Mr. Someone.
the guy that in the previous episode had kind of joked with Kamala over the PA, and he's trying to be the cool counselor. But at first he as he's sitting down with Bruno in this case, he is kind of like sounding disappointing at first, but then he starts smiling and kind of fakes him out and tells him that he's spending the next semester at Caltech. And I didn't confirm this, but I still think that's where Aaron Rodgers went to school.
It sounds familiar, so maybe you're right.
But yeah, that's at that point where that's the point where you noticed how many cats the counselor's got in his office, all over the place.
He's got a lot of cats.
Cat memorabilia, shall we say? Yeah. So the counselor says it's one of those movie moments, and you just got to do it. And he said, but it's in California, which is obviously the other end of the country. But
California. There's that.
Kamala, yeah. So she gets out of school and she sees put a new guy down for everything. I got to translate that in my head. Kamran is waiting in his car, and there's more happy music playing because she's just like, head in the clouds still. And yeah, Bruno is kind of trying to talk her into doing more training, and she says she can't really today. Obviously, she's got Kamran giving her some lessons, right? Some driving lessons, and but she does say to Bruno that her mom wants her to come to. Is it Eid? E-I-D? At least that's how I would pronounce that.
Eid.
Okay.
Eid.
Okay, Eid again, and yeah, that's when we get the Kamran asking how do you feel about driving today, and he says I don't know why he mentioned something about Bowser at that point. I meant to look into that again. I thought that was like a Mario reference to Bowser.
Bowser, maybe.
Yeah.
Not sure.
But after they're done with their lesson, they end up going to this. I don't know if it's like a cafe or a diner. Maybe more of a diner.
It's like a diner, I would say. It looked like they were eating food. Well, there's food around.
So they're talking more about movies. I believe they're talking about Bollywood movies again specifically. But
yeah.
Then she sees her brother and fiance out the window, and she tries to hold something. I don't know if it's a menu or something in front of her face, and against the window to try to so they don't see her. And then we get her. I guess Kamran holds her hand at that point, and her brother ends up coming in anyway, of course, and so she she introduces him as their cousin, Kamran, which is kind of funny to like. They must have a lot of cousins, or just from out of from
Possibly. I mean,
Pakistan and everything, or something that
hey,
that she introduces him as someone that he isn't aware is a cousin or something. But obviously, that's just a cover because she's. I don't know. She just doesn't want him knowing about. She doesn't want like this getting back to the family or something along those lines. But so then back at home, there's another dinner happening with the family, and this time his brother Aamir's her brother's fiance is there at the dinner table. Actually, and seems very nice. She seems lovely. Talking about there's a whole story. Her mom. Or is it her dad? Goes into.
I think her dad started going into it.
Yeah. About when India was one big country, and then how I guess Britain kind of, as I put here, effed it up. I guess.
Yeah.
And her mom walks into the kitchen, and then her father's whispering the story to Aamir's fiance, which is she can clearly still hear from the kitchen. But this is where we get the story about her the trail of stars that she was able to follow back to her father. I forget the beginning part of it, how she got lost in the first place.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I've seen this episode.
Or it's not, I'm sorry. It's her mother.
Yeah.
It's her mother.
Her mother's get lost.
Yes.
From her father.
Wound up getting lost back in Pakistan, right?
It wasn't even Pakistan yet.
It was
India.
India at this point, right? And she ends up getting lost, and then I guess they don't say at this point that the bangle had anything to do with it, right? They just say that she ends up seeing this trail of stars that she's able to use to get back to her father, but her mother was lost in that process as well. And so then we get Kamala tripping, waking up on the floor in her room. I guess she wakes up and then she may just wake up and then trip on.
No, she was at the kitchen table because her mom was or her dad, they were talking about the partition thing, and all of a sudden the bracelet started kicking in, and she passed out while she was at the dinner table.
Right.
And she heard a train, like the sound of a train.
Oh, okay.
And started because the whole like room started lighting up for her.
Right. And then so as she's waking up, her mom is flicking water at her face at the same time. And so then she winds up getting a FaceTime. I guess Nani called FaceTimed her, or vice versa. I am not.
She called her Nani.
Yeah. And that's when her Nani reveals that the bangles came from her great grandmother. Is it Aisha or
Aisha?
Aisha.
Yep.
And her dad tries opening the door, but she's able to use her powers to kind of close it right away. She doesn't want him hearing this conversation, and asks if something's wrong, but she says no, and he says that she should go back to sleep. And later, then she actually asks her mom about Aisha, and she's kind of, where did you hear that name? And that they don't speak of the name, right?
Yep.
And oh yeah, so I did. I didn't make the connection that we get the conversation about I guess I don't know if it's Aamir and his fiancée here also that are talking about having Bon Jovi play at the wedding. Not literally Bon Jovi, but
Right. Cover band.
the song, yeah, or their songs playing at the wedding. So then we get to see this Eid, and it's the whole family. Well, it's like their whole, at least not their whole family, because a lot of their families in Pakistan. But is it? I wasn't actually really sure. Is this actually like this must be through the mosque? Is that?
Yeah, it was in the
accurate?
mosque. It was in like their mosque yard or backyard. I don't know.
Right.
But it was by the because you could tell you're by the mosque.
Well, I should say her whole immediate family that we've been introduced to at this point is all there also at this point. And we get to see the same Euro vendor that I think it's the same vendor that was in the previous episode also.
Yep.
And
the same guy.
Nakia is passing the. Oh wow, Miss Herschel had a bunch of comments here, but she hands him a flyer for running for the mosque board, and he ends up displaying it in the window there. And then so I think it's Nakia talks about like all the different sort of subgroups that she's maybe talked to already at this point, because they're kind of jotted them all down. The pious boys, Sunday school teachers, insta click converts, reverts, mini harami girl, the Illuminantes.
Yeah. Illuminantes.
You gotta use the auntie there for sure.
Oh my god, that was fun.
And her friend, I'm sorry, Nakia, calls. She called Kamala's dad uncle. I noticed at this point, and I don't know if that's just like a, because I don't think they're actually blood related, right?
I don't think so.
Maybe just kind of like a pet name.
That's just what they say, yeah.
Good friend or family friend type of thing, and kind of she's talking to him. She's talking to him directly about how she's running for the board, and she kind of guilt trips him a little bit. You can tell he's a little bit like nervous about it, because obviously this is like a non-traditional sort of thing, and she leaves a button and a flyer and says vote for Nakia.
Yep.
Okay, Herschel, I just want to catch up on some of the things you had to say. Missed the first 40 minutes. Hope y'all are doing good tonight. Trail of Stars lead her to her dad. That's wonderful. Imagine entire planetary systems or galaxies are destroyed. Countries, alien civilizations end, but God bless it, this girl found her dad.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just my usually trying to be funny and failing BS. Illumin Aunties Jeebus, that's gotta be a horrible organization composed entirely of those conniving aunts who gossip 24/7. Yeah, probably. Okay, so then we are taken to the interrogation chamber, or whatever you want to call it. And of the D.O.C. or whatever you call it.
D.O.D.C. D.O.D.C.
Yes, okay, D.O.D.C. We get at first. Do we have that guy's name by chance? Do we know who that agent?
Oh
is?
Yeah,
Agent Smith.
Agent douchebutt.
Douchebutt.
Let's see if he's on here. He should be on the. Is he in here? He's not in here. Why is that?
At first, he's kind of acts like, I should say, he's fangirling over her, like he knows her, Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is account. Where is
it? There's D.O.D.C. agent. Keep going. Sorry.
So yeah, you can kind of tell initially he's like, okay, why would this guy really be a fan? And he's totally just faking her out at first, and then he points. He thinks that what's the made up name? Nightlight.
Nightlight.
He thinks that she tried to kill her. And Zoe, sorry if I didn't say this is Zoe. That's the one that's being interrogated.
Mhm.
She says what she says right away. She didn't try to kill me, and then we get bad cop. What should we say? Bad cop. It's not really good cop, bad cop. It's like bad cop, and the other woman comes in, agent, saying,
Oh, I got that guy's. I got the dude's name. It's Agent Cleary.
Cleary. Okay. Do we have the woman's name also by chance?
Uh,
there.
Jeez.
I
So
can just
much.
say Agent A and Agent B. But
Agent up your butt. No, I don't know yet. Oh, Agent Sadie Deaver.
Deaver. Okay.
Yeah.
Agent Agent Douchebug Internal Investigations. That's their.
There you go.
Douche and butt.
Douche butt.
So she comes in. Zoe makes comment about her appearance. Or there, I think it was Cleary that references maybe she's of certain ethnicity or something, and she says, or she described her or something like that, and then she came in saying, "Oh, so you do know what she looks like." And then they start asking about her accent and different ethnicities and what have you. And then back at Eid, we see a bunch of ladies around talking about. They end up talking about the great grandmother Aisha, and negative, all bad things, all different rumors that they've heard about her.
Sad.
Very sad.
Sad.
And at that point, there's this random kid taking selfies, hanging off, like leaning back from one of the towers, or like almost like a steeple or something.
Yeah, it's
of the
part of
mosque.
the mosque. Yeah.
And of course falls because
Of course.
we need
Why not?
we need a very situation like this to happen. Of course, very convenient situation. And then but somehow his jacket saves him, or he's just hanging from that. And then Nightlight shows up on roof. Why did I read it like that? Shows up on the roof. And she's, they're reassuring him and everything. And she asks what his favorite food is, and he says, "Or do you have a favorite food?" "Yeah, ice cream pizza."
Oh yeah.
Which is like, I'm like, all right, I'm down. This is pretty random, but so then she starts using the hard light to walk, create a path to him. Proceeds to fall a little more, reaches up, and falls on. I don't know if it's on or into her at that point, and then she ends up needing to create like an even bigger platform that they then fall onto. And then she jumps onto one of the sort of dome roofs of the structure of the mosque, and couldn't help but notice she basically did the superhero pose when she jumped onto that dome, and then further created another path from him to the dome, and then she got a vision of Aisha, well, presumably Aisha, holding out her hand to Kamala, and then she so that's where the kid kind of, because she got that vision, some of that hard light got dissolved, I guess, and
yep.
And then so like the kid's falling, and she has to kind of like sort of get a little bit of that hard light out there quickly, and then he ends up taking kind of a tumble to the ground anyway, and I think was it onto a vehicle or something. So
broke his leg.
That's right. Yeah, his leg was not so great at that point, but still probably saved his life. I can't argue that, right?
Well, yeah, if she would have, she got that little like superhero moment. She felt it, and she forgot to pill the kid, and then she got the weird vision, and like all hell broke loose again.
Yep. Um, and then she ends up running into an alley, um, and I guess there was like some drones that are following her, approaching her, and
Look like the Iron Man or the Tony Stark drones from Spider-Man: Far From Home.
so they are Stark Industry drones.
Pretty sure they are, yeah, because they look exactly like the drones.
Gotcha. Okay, so I put down the feds, but the D.O.D.C or D.O.
Hey, did it, yeah.
He can be taught. They tell her to freeze, and she uses her powers to escape them. Basically, jump up over the drones and everything, and
breaks a few.
breaks a few in the process. And then that's when we
she
get
jumped on one and then fell.
yeah. Then we get a vehicle pull up, and it's Kamran there conveniently to pick her up, and I think they're like he for whatever reason is acting like he knows that because she's still in her costume at this point, so he already knows it's her.
He knows.
And
well,
then,
I mean, yeah, he knows.
yeah,
we don't know how he knows, but he knows.
right. And then for whatever reason, her mom, like he introduces her to his mom, who's in the back seat of the vehicle, also.
Which is the lady she had a vision about.
Oh, that's the okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't Aisha.
It wasn't Aisha. Nope.
Gotcha. And then she makes comment about how she's been waiting a long time to meet her.
Yep.
And that is end scene. That is the episode 2 of Ms. Marvel. Which, by the way, I did look up. I had to look up, like, I wasn't crazy that there are people, or I think like the original pronunciation of MS period is Ms. But that's not how Miss Marvel is. Definitely no one pronounces that as Ms. Marvel. So just wanted
Ms. Marvel.
Be curious if anyone wants to write in and give any further thought as to that whole the spelling and the pronunciation of that and everything. Why Miss Marvel is pronounced the way it is, but would love to know your thoughts. So yeah, what do we think about this episode, Mike? Oh, sorry, wait. Give you just enough time to think.
3-8.
Pretty good. It's better than the last one. Yeah, all right. I'll give you that. I think you're probably pretty spot on. I don't know why I have a tendency to give it a little higher, but I'm gonna say, yeah, well, I'll say 3.9. So that won't be 3.85, which is definitely better than the last one. So we had 3.55 and now 3.85. And I did want to point out here, I did finally calculate the last 2 shows we watched. I'm not going to give the full amount here, but it came out to be about a 4.5 for Moon Knight and 4.6-ish for Obi-Wan Kenobi. So look at that.
Obi-Wan!
Kenobi! But yeah, so yeah, I definitely think this episode was better than the previous one for whatever reason. I don't know. Usually it's the opposite. Usually it's like the introduction episode would be a little better. But again, it's like, for me, and you'll find this consistently, my ratings will go up because, again, because we see less of the, as much as like, I get like the overlay, the cartoon overlay stuff is kind of neat, but it's, I don't know, it's not necessarily something I like that much, but,
Party pooper.
Oh, but also I will say that despite all that, like, I find the hard light stuff when she's training, it seemed that part was kind of, yeah.
I mean, every superhero has to have a development stage, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's not the training itself. It's that the way they the way it was presented on screen, I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of. But I think I will say, because we are a couple episodes ahead, I will say that I think it gets better. Spoilers, but
told you.
yes, all in all. But
Mike, just say it. Just always say it. Mike is right.
Mike is right.
It's all right.
Yeah, but hey, that'll do it for this episode. Any last words?
No.
No. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for hanging out with us, Herschel, as well. Or anyone else that was watching.
Yeah.
Mike is right. Herschel says it too.
That's right. That's right.
If you'd like to write into us, you can do so at Disnerds Plus at gmail.com, or just go to disnerdsplus.com for our website. We're still recording Wednesdays tonight was actually about 8 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/ShaveMadOx. Sometimes 7, sometimes a little earlier, depending on how many episodes of a series there are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right around there. You can find Mike at Cool as a Cucumber. You can find me at ShaveMadOx. And that'll about do it for this evening. Thanks so much. Thanks, Mike. Yes. Appreciate all y'all.
Thanks, Shane.
All right, we'll see you next time then. Bye.
Later.
Herschel just added or he's working on it now, I think, adding a command. Let's see. Let's see, what does it say here? As everyone knows, for now and for always, Mike is absolutely right.
That's right. I like it.
What is the command here again, Herschel? It's just exclamation point Mike.
Nice.
That goes along.
That's good.
What's the other one he added? There we go. The other one he added was what was the one he added? Was it last night, Herschel? Never add commands while drunk. The one last night was it grandma or something? Let's see what it does.
Hey, grandma.
Like Gran always said, learn to wipe your own ass before you start rooting around in other people's shit. That was on Final Fantasy VII Remake. Or that was Monday night actually, but yeah, good stuff. All right, do we have time for the next episode or?
Yeah, we do. We
okay.
Just get it. Do you
need to take a break at all though, or?
Maybe like a bathroom break.
Oh yeah. All right, we'll do a quick one. Sounds good.
All right, BRB.
All right. Alrighty.
Let's do it. Let's get it out of the way.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Do it.
Sounds like a plan. Okie doke. What's that?
Don't have anything on your previously on.
No, I don't. You're right. Well, no, I wouldn't at this point because I only put that in there when, yeah. I only put that in there when, after I write the summary for the when I publish it. Yeah. So we're just gonna need to remember for now. Actually, I can type out some things like what? Confident.
Training for her powers, or training with her powers.
Yeah. Montage training.
Meets Kamran.
Party. Meet Kamran. Just like random stuff here. Actually, this will help me write this later, I think. We got. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one now. We had mosque. Introduced to mosque. We had
Nakia going for mosque board.
Nakia board.
Yep. Ooh, I'm getting old. Gundam style.
Yeah, we had the party. See, that's what. This is the part. This is kind of backwards because the party is actually, party actually is here. I don't.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I messed up there. Yeah, we got a car and drive with Kamran. And then
oh, you missed important detail about the British occupied India, I think.
You mean in this new episode?
Yes.
I was going to tell you before. Please feel free to add or edit anything that is either missing or wrong to the doc.
There, blue
yes.
arm.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm really surprised. I totally meant to put that, but thank you. So, yeah, just go ahead and do that anytime you see something missing, or just say it. It's all good.
Just say it. Just say it. Woohoo! What?
Glowing nose.
Yes, glowing nose.
Glowing nose. Then we get dinner with fiancée.
Glowing nose is before driving with Kamran.
Well, no, that was just when he leaves the party.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then eat, and then interrogation, save, kid, save with a question mark. Okay.
Yeah. Broken leg. Kind of half-ass save.
Save.
How about we call it that?
Broken leg. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. We're good to go. I think we're good to go because we just watched this one, so this should be fresh-ish. All right. Let's do it. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Disnerds Plus, where we talk about your favorite nerdy shows on Disney Plus. This is episode 15. We're talking about Miss Marvel, number 3, Destined, tonight for Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. I'm Shane.
I'm Mike.
Well, hello, Mike.
Hi.
This is this is the first episode we're doing tonight. Clearly, it's definitely the very first.
Yep. I'm just wearing the same clothes I did in last episode.
Yeah, that's so weird. What a coincidence. Yeah. What's going on? Anything new?
Oh, there's a lot going on.
Oh, yeah. Like a certain show called Miss Marvel.
Yep. Yep.
Perhaps.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, we won't waste any more time here. Let's just talk about this. Previously on Miss Marvel, we had a much happier Kamala coming through school, correcting the coach on the pronunciation of her name, pushing the girls aside with the weirdos with the AirPods and she talked to Kamran for the first time briefly after knocking his books down, all that fun stuff, and we also had Zoe with a party. She was introduced or invited said Kamran to her party at that point. Also talking about her adventures with Nightlight, as she dubbed her at that point. We also get a montage training sequence with Bruno. We are introduced to the mosque that both Kamala and her friend Nakia both attend, where Kamala she convinces her to run for the board at that point. Then there's they do end up going to the party, that Zoe's party, where Kamran does a somersault into a pool that we kind of question like how he was okay
And
from.
into a belly flop. Ooh, that looked horrible.
Where
just because I've done it myself, and it hurts a lot.
And that's where Kamala starts daydreaming about him as well. The cops come. They end up driving away with Kamran, or he takes them away. And then at that point, they start talking Bollywood movies, and they have a chance to. It's when Kamran kind of makes it sound like he might be able to give her lessons, and says how he failed his first time driving also. And the sequence in the school where for whatever reason, the bell rings and her nose starts glowing, that purplish hard light sort of look.
Hard light.
Then we had Nakia. She goes hides in the bathroom stall. Nakia hands her a tampon. They have a nice conversation about how life has been hard for her too, despite making it not seem to be the case as much. But and we also got a nice dinner with her brother Aamir's fiancée as well, and then we get the whole Eid thing out in sort of the mosque courtyard, and we also saw an interrogation sequence with Zoe and Agent Cleary.
Cleary.
And
clearly.
Then also at Eid is where she sort of kind of saves a kid that was being dumb, taking selfies off of the sort of the balcony of this of the mosque or tower part of it.
The tower of the mosque, yeah.
Yeah, and then also got chased by a bunch of drones and was able to escape. Get into the vehicle with Kamran and his mom, which they apparently knew who she was at that point. So that's where we're at now at this point, heading into a flashback of sorts, a fairly old flashback because it's British occupied India, and it's a sequence with a bunch of people digging in some sort of structure, which we don't know initially too much about, but we see one of them finds a bangle on a blue arm, which is kind of like, okay, it's blue. That's fascinating. And presumably an actual arm, or is it a...
Yeah, that was a real arm.
Okay.
Just saying, it's a Cree arm. It's a Cree arm.
Oh, Interesting.
They're
Because
blue.
well, the blue is also and we'll talk about this later in the episode. But if you look up the thing we'll talk about later, that is also the color skin that you see on certain. I'll just say it now, Jin. Okay, if you look that up, that is also.
But we don't know where the origins of the actual Jinn come from because Kree like to take other civilizations and kind of test around with them. That's the whole backstory about Inhumans because Kree came to the Earth a long time ago, like when we were first developing, and then to start doing all these fun little experiments to us.
Well, I certainly would not put it past, Marvel to tie that in for sure.
Oh, I bet you they would.
So
Just you watch.
right, absolutely. And
What's that saying? What's that saying? Mike's always right. Mike's right.
Oh boy, yeah. All right. It's true. So much so that Herschel made a command for it now in the chat. So there's one of their crew is makes a comment about how they think they need 2 of those bangles, but I think they're like, well, one will have to do because I think they said that the British had already kind of scoured this place, and then they do kind of an overhead shot, and again one of these things, or Mike pointed out that I wouldn't have noticed had he not have that there's the 10 rings underneath in this circle pattern underneath them, and then we see was it? I put down that it's Aisha. Is that in fact who activates the bangle at this point?
Yeah, Aisha has the bangle on. That's Kamala's great grandmother. Yeah.
Right. Yep. And so she activates the bangle, and then we see that her eyes turn purple. And then the structure rocks start kind of collapsing around them. Then we're transported to. Sorry, did I miss something?
No.
Okay. So then we're transported to modern day, back home. Or I'm sorry, no. You know what? Not home. That's wrong. This would be the home of
the Jinn or the constant.
We're just gonna say, as far as we know at this point, it's Kamran's home, right?
Sure,
presumably.
Kamran's mama.
Yeah. So then we get a group of people we're introduced to. Well, actually, so it was them. It was really them telling that story. Is the flashback we were getting, and they talk about how they're actually from another dimension, explaining the story. One guy comes in, he's listening to music on his headphones, and I didn't really get the popcorn reference that he was referring to.
Oh, it was Zoe's like Instagram or TikTok that he was going after.
Okay.
Because that's why the Agent Clear is like something about popcorn. He's like, that's funny.
Oh yeah.
And trying to be her friend, and like, he's watching the same Zoe's thing too. That's funny.
So that was in the interrogation sequence in the previous episode. That was what he was referring to. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, sir.
And Kamala makes a reference about how they look pretty good since they were around in the 40s. And then they commented about how I think Kamran is the one that's actually 17.
He's only 17. He's really like 17. So.
Right. And isn't it funny how the young ones always seem to be the smarter ones? As we'll find out. But they as soon as Kamala had put on the bangle, they had sensed the presence of this. Is it Noor?
Noor, yeah. Like that's where their dimensions made out of. Noor, like light.
Mm-hmm.
Another word for light.
Right.
So basically, this dimension is made out of some kind of light.
Gotcha.
But they can't access it. It's inside them, but they can't access it because they're not in the right dimension. Kamala can because she has a bracelet, and she's half of this whatever dimension species they are.
Right.
Sorry, I've word vomit all that everywhere. So
no, it's good. It's good. Kamala thinks that a lot of bad things can happen as she's talking with with the mom, his mom, I guess at this point. Yeah, is this his actual mom, right? Like they didn't. I don't know if they made it super clear, but it must be.
Yeah,
It's
that was his mom. Yeah, his
yeah,
mom.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
At the
it's not
jail.
like she's not posing as as his mother or anything like that.
No, no, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So she's talking to her about how a lot of seems like after using the bangle and everything that a lot of bad things can happen, and then she's kind of convincing her that like a lot of good you can make a lot of good things happen with it, and
A lot of bad things happening.
and then kind of reassures her that she kind of tries to convince her that Kamala could finish what I guess Aisha started. Is that or what they started?
What she promised them to get them home.
Right, right. But yeah, that's also around when they reveal that they are the clandestines, and then they have multiple other names. But then Jin is, and that's spelled Djinn. Was also one of those names. I think that she.
It's what the Muslim community calls, or what they're known for now.
Right, right. So then we get we're taken to I believe it's Bruno's room.
Bruno.
That so right off the bat, Kamala, she's like, I'm a Jin. And then I love the comment
Yeah.
from Bruno. He says, and tonic? Oh, that was funny. But yes, no, DJIN. And Bruno's like saying, I think Kamala's trying to like get him to help out here, and he's not sure how he can help a group of ghosts. He's comment about in their average looking son, which jealous much there, Bruno.
Oh yeah.
But he does agree that to do some research on the topic. And he also makes before she goes, he says points out that she's trending again.
Yeah. Yep.
So then we're taken back to the mosque once again, and that's when those agents show up again. D.O.D.C. agents. Did I get it right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, he did it.
They show up and they think that Nightlight is operating out of not that they're. I don't know if they're referring to her as Nightlight. I don't remember if.
They might have said night. No, they didn't say nightlight. I think they said, oh, an enhanced individual.
Yeah, gotcha.
Something like that.
They think she's operating out of the mosque. They,
Wrong.
the leader again of the mosque is, obviously is saying no, definitely not. And then Nakia shows up and throws down some knowledge to them that they have no legal right being there, and they don't have a warrant or anything like that, and and then the agent Clary makes comment like, you just study that in homeroom, and then she says Law and Order reruns. And then before they leave, because obviously they have to, the leader again says, next time remove your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a disrespectful man. But then back at Kamala's home, she's on her computer, kind of watching her the latest video of, I think at Eid, right, was what the video was of the kid falling and everything, and presumably watching that on loop. It almost seems like, but then we get Nakia enters her room and falls flat on her face onto her bed, and then and then I thought it was funny. She says, "What's wrong, Squishy?"
Yeah.
Which I guess is
that was good.
a nickname. I don't know if that's a nickname for her.
I guess a nickname for her.
Yeah. But
it's a new one, but
yeah. So then Then Nakia sees what she's watching, and she says, like, kind of says that's her, kind of like she's, and then makes reference to that's the one that the agents were after, right?
Mhm.
And then at that point, she also reveals that she's a board member. She actually got the job,
She won. Yeah.
but at the same time, Kamala's mesmerized, still kind of staring at the screen. Obviously, doesn't have her focus at all, and then she kind of has to be uh, reminded that she did get the board job, and then she gets excited once she's her focus is back on her. But then we have a celebration of sorts. I guess it's like a.
It's called a Mendy.
Oh, okay, good. Glad you got that. How do you spell that?
I have no idea. I just remember it just popped in my head right now. So you're welcome. Thank you. It's Mike's brain now.
Mike's always right. Um,
Yep.
and
Hashtag.
so at the celebration, it is for the wedding. That's like a
Yeah, it's like
wedding celebration.
it's like the pre-party before the wedding that night, or later on that day, or something.
Rachel had to
'Cause I
put
think it's the same day.
the exclamation point Mike command out there again.
Nice.
We've got so it's Kamala's mom and a friend are talking about how Nani couldn't make it, and which is kind of funny given the next episode, but or is it is it this one or the next one? No, it's this one.
That's next one.
That's the next one. Keep track of all these. There's so many.
Spoiler
Oh
alert.
Well, I didn't say anything. But yeah, she couldn't. She couldn't make it. But then she also comments about how she couldn't make it for her own wedding, which is like, dang. But I think it's talking about how how Kamala doesn't get into any antics or whatever, and her friend says how she's a perfect angel, which is kind of funny given.
Yeah. Yeah. She.
Literally the last two episodes, she snuck out to go to a convention, and she fled the cops at a party.
Hey, she's still an angel though.
Yes.
Remember.
So then we get her brother Aamir makes a comment about who. I gotta say he's I think he's actually one of my favorite characters in this show, honestly. For whatever reason,
It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, he is funny, and he's like I don't think we see enough of him, honestly, but he jokes about how you're only supposed to hide one pair of my shoes, not all of them, which I thought was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, so then there's more talks about how the agents were looking for nightlight, and yeah, so let's see. So yeah, Bruno, I guess, couldn't be there because he couldn't get out of his shift. But he did drop a gift off, which is kind of funny. He didn't leave a gift for the bride or groom, but he left a gift for Kamala, and yeah. So is it? Yeah, Kamala. So she talks to the mosque leader outside on sort of the front porch there. He makes a comment about how the party's out back. So she's talking to him about, what this sequence actually reminded me of one of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, where he's talking to the doctor about and the doctor fully understands that he's Spider-Man, so he's like, so you're Spider-Man. Yeah. I kind of felt that here a little bit.
I know, I did too. He knew, he just knows,
right?
Somehow. But he's not going to give up her secret.
Exactly. So yeah, she's talking about how if if she can do good, or if Nightlight can do good, kind of a thing, and or if she is good, really, is kind of how she's phrasing it, and he makes I thought a good comment here. Good is not a thing you are, Kamala. Is the thing you do, which which is good. I like that.
Mhm.
So after he, presumably after he goes off, because he probably doesn't want him to see this, takes out of the box. She takes out a mask that Bruno had made for her.
It's like the first part of her actual costume, literally.
Right, because she's probably not going to use those light up gloves that he made for her, right? I guess that's.
I don't think she's gonna need those.
Yeah. No, but that's
just
true.
saying, you know.
So then we get to see the store that Bruno actually works at, which I don't recall. Remind me, did we see this prior to where he works? The previous episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
We
And
did.
then just
Okay.
at least once or twice.
Okay. So
And
her.
oh yes, you take a lot of notes. You kind of miss some of this stuff.
Well, yeah, I don't think we mentioned it prior to this anyway, but so Kamala's
Sorry.
dad enters the store and mentions how he missed quite the party, and yeah, he shoes fruit pie. No, he shows. He says going to keep a secret, and then he shows a fruit pie to him. It's like, and like you do. And he does make a comment in there that I didn't write down about like it being like synthetically pleasing or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
it's synthetically like good.
Yeah.
I've like wow, that's weird.
I
never heard
honestly can
someone
relate
actually.
to that. I remember working in a grocery store years ago, and I would get like a Code Red and a cherry, one of those pies, and I thought it was delicious. But
I mean, I've had those cherry pies too. And yeah, I can see where he's coming
but they're
from.
also it's like they're good but gross at the same time. Like you're just
If you
ingesting.
read yeah, if you read the what's in it, then you'd be like, oh, this is gross.
Right.
If you really just don't look at it, just you're good.
Yeah, exactly. So he, her dad couldn't help but notice that he's got some articles down there about the jinn. And I put it was written in a certain language. I put it down as like Urdu or something along those lines. Um,
Urdu,
which
it's like a language.
which I
One
guess
of the
her dad
languages.
understood.
Yep.
Because he just kind of starts rattling off. He takes a look at it and starts kind of rattling off about the jinn, and then how some people consider them genies and other people consider them demons. And if you literally look them up, one of the Google image searches looks just like the genie from Aladdin. So it kind of makes sense. But
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Ow.
So yeah, he's kind of translating it, and or I don't know if translating is the right word. It seems like he's just kind of reading it verbatim, but he's talking about how they're trying to find the key to return to their home also. And I don't know if the exact wording was that they were like, trapped here, but that kind of seems to be the case, right? That they're trapped in our world, right?
Right. Yeah, they're trapped in our world, and a primordial power is the only thing that will get them back. Something like that.
Right,
Remember,
right,
primordial is like a main thing. Like, oh, that's deep.
right. So back in Bruno's room, we again have right, Kamala and Bruno are both in his room again, I believe, and so he's talking about how they need the energy of the sun essentially for interdimensional travel. That kind of reminded me of like the Back to the Future scene where they need to harness the power of a lightning bolt. That kind of reminded me of that a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, but so yeah, so he's explaining all this, and she makes comment about, yeah, try again, but this time like you have a social life, ha ha ha, like, and she says something about maybe this is something I need to do, something good, and it is at that point that he reveals that he did get into Caltech and he thinks he needs to go, and she's kind of confused why he didn't say something sooner, and I think he doesn't. I think he says that he just thought she was busy, rather than
hmm
him being too busy to tell her. Which I kind of wonder if that's a reference to like her being too busy with Kamran or something like that, almost. Um,
Sure.
but or maybe with the wedding kind of thing. But or or with all this other stuff with her superpowers, newfound superpowers. Who knows? But then back home. So this okay. Please explain this part to me because back home we see that she's got a scraped knee, and her mom sees that she does and comments. She says that she fell off her bike, right? I think at this point.
Yep.
So that's not what it's from, right?
No, it's from her falling off of a drone when she was jumping on it and breaking them or destroying them at the same time. So,
Right.
oh
Because
yeah, that was from it.
her mom must not know that she doesn't have a bike anymore then either.
Probably not. No, I probably has missed that one.
Right. And so then her her mom starts telling a story about one. I guess Mala makes comment about a mountain in there because her mom starts telling a story about how America was her mountain at one point, and how it was so hard that their dad had to work very hard for little money, and how her English was very bad when she first got there. But then they found the mosque, and she said Auntie Ruby, was it?
Auntie Ruby, yep.
And that's just a
one of the other ones.
That's just a friend, not an actual.
Yeah, they're not really aunties. They just call themselves aunties. So
they put Elmira or something along those lines. So.
Same thing like the uncles. They all call them uncles, but
they're
not all the actual uncles.
They're just very close, yeah. And
yeah, it must be like a close group community kind of thing that they can
right, exactly. And then her mom also says too to cheer up, and that she kind of gives her the I don't know, not pat on the head, but hug or whatever, and Aamir,
right.
How Aamir is getting married, and reason to cheer up. So then we have the actual wedding. That they're ready for Aamir.
Ever.
And did we get? I was going to ask this before. Did we actually get his fiance's name? I don't recall offhand that one either. But
I have it. I just thought of. I just had it too.
We had the opening.
Sorry.
The opening sequence of the wedding. We have Aamir. He says $732 and 49 cents is what he currently has in his bank account, I guess. And
Taisha, that's her name. Sorry.
What is it?
Taisha.
Okay.
Taisha.
I can remember that one. I should write that down somewhere. But yeah. So his dad is actually surprised though that he has that much. He comments on, which that was funny. I like the dad character as well.
Oh yeah, the dad character is great.
Yeah,
it's funny.
And so then his dad goes into how you can either choose fear or you can choose love, and that a man that chooses love chooses Janoon.
I don't know what that meant.
Yeah, but he also talks about how a man that chooses family is never alone. And so at one point, Kamala had walked in and kind of ended up listening to the whole conversation, watched on as them being unaware and everything. So hey, Monkey Banana, thanks for the lurk. So then we get to the ceremony, and kind of I wasn't too aware of this, but everyone at the sort of the altar is all seated kind of around almost like a couch or something. And so then the other thing that I found kind of interesting was that they asked sort of the I do 3 separate times. I think it was 3 to both the groom and the bride and the groom, or I don't know if those are the terms they actually use for that, but kind of interesting, yeah. But then after all that, we are taken to Kamran's home, and back there again. We get a brief sequence where Kamran was kind of surprised to find out that this is going to be very dangerous for Kamala, and he says to his mom, "You knew all this, and you still asked her," and he's pretty upset about that. But then she's also kind of pissed because he's not really down for that, And then back at the wedding, we see Bruno in there.
Talking to the aunties, one of the Auntie Ruby.
Talking to Auntie Ruby. Okay, that was Auntie Ruby. Good to know. And then we hear what I thought was going to be "Don't Funk With My Heart" by the Black Eyed Peas. But yeah, they must have taken that, sampled that from another piece of music, I guess. And
Bollywood stuff.
Right. And because then it went into a more I don't know if it's a Pakistani or a Indian song that was playing at that point, but then the dancing commences. They have very presumably traditional style dancing going on for the wedding and everything, and they had the cover band that they ended up having there was Brown Jovi.
As it is.
Yeah. And they talk about how they can do all these different things like bar mitzvahs and different things. They do it all. Which I didn't at the time when we watched this episode. I had completely spaced about how they talked about having Bon Jovi play at the wedding even, but there it is. And then we get Kamala asking Bruno to dance, kind of like almost blushing, giggling as she's doing it, like, because they're such good friends, I guess she doesn't.
It's like weird.
Right. And then before they're able to dance, because Bruno's kind of pissed at this point because, like, clearly he's into Kamala, and Kamran kind of rushes in to warn Kamala, and Bruno rushes over and they kind of have clash a little bit there, and Kamran says, "Just back off, Brian."
God, yeah, he keeps on calling him Brian. That's funny.
Yeah, but
I wonder if he's actually doing it intentionally, or he actually thinks his name is Brian.
Right. Yeah, we're not really sure at this point. It does. Yeah, well, not real sure about that one, but.
Hey, Brian.
Right. So yeah, like I said, Kamran's warning her, like, you gotta get out of here and everything, and because they're coming for her, right? And then Kamala decides to pull the fire alarm, which is like, it's your brother's wedding, but gotta do what you gotta do.
Happens.
Yep. So then we see Kai that one of the clandestines, right, is we see him really kind of do some serious maneuvers on a security guard, takes him to the ground. Sort of the
oh
first
yeah,
we
that
can
was
see.
pretty. That was neat.
So first we can
quick.
see that these guys can fight, and then we've got one of the women of the group shows up as well, kind of one on each side of Kamala, and sort of one of the hallways of the venue there, and then she winds up in the kitchen area, and first she tries to warn him, "You guys gotta get out of here," and then they just basically ignore her initially, but then as soon as one of the clandestines gives just a single punch to, I think, one of the people in the kitchen there.
Yeah.
One of them just
then they're
absolutely
out.
not.
Then they were out. They're like, "Oh yeah, okay, let's go."
They just start walking out. And then the fighting commences
Mhm.
with I think all the clandestines and
And Bon Jovi playing in the background,
right, that's right.
which was it Living on a Prayer?
That sounds
Um,
right. Yeah,
yeah, it is. It was Living on a Prayer, which is
nice.
actually that was pretty spot on for that kind of scene.
Yeah, it was. But so yeah, so she's using her I believe she's using her hard light at this point to sort of fight them off.
Deflect,
Yeah,
kind of deflecting. Yeah.
yeah. I guess it's more of a defensive maneuver, I suppose. But then we do see that there's the rest because everybody had to evacuate. We get a bunch of the wedding party and everything waiting outside, and there's somebody from another wedding that was out there, a bride that was crying, and then uh the bride from this wedding was they were sort of like they're telling each other that they look
Compliment
beautiful.
each other like you're good, you're beautiful.
Yeah, just kind of trying to console each other at the same time. Um, and one person out there, I don't know if it was Auntie Ruby or one of the people from the party, said that they
Oh,
saw.
yeah, it wasn't Auntie Ruby. It was another one. I don't know the other ones who that was. So
She said that she saw Kamala pull the fire alarm.
she lies.
Um, yeah. So then back in the, I guess in the kitchen still, they're all these clandestines are after this bangle, right? Of course, or
Well, they're after Kamala as well. I think Kamala is the one that needs to help him get the still.
sure. And I did comment about this at the time that this reminded me of the kitchen scene from Jurassic Park. There's a moment where
Yep.
it almost seemed too on the nose because she's literally crouched down in front of like one of those metal shelving units,
Oh yeah.
just
Yep.
like that, and then the lights go out. one of them specifically turns the lights out. But and then we hear one of them say, "Just help." I think it's the lady, the Kamran's mom, or at this point says that just help us get home and it'll all be over. And we see one of them pick up a frying pan, and then somebody hits something that causes her to shoot off her hard light, and then very quickly this is starting to move back into I believe back into the sort of the where the reception
Partish.
area
Well, oh, you're talking
was.
about. Yep.
But before that, we also see one guy's got like a spear, and another one's got like a big belt looking thing.
One's got like a mallet.
Yeah, they all have like a stereotypical like weapon of choice here, and
Right. Of course, got to be medieval and probably like magical of some sort.
right. So then, it got to be unique, like a different Ninja Turtle or something. But then the fighting continues on back in the reception area. We see, I wasn't sure, Bruno threw something at one of them. Did you catch what that was?
It was like one of the gifts.
Okay, that's right. It's
like a wedding gift.
Gifts. He just tossed it at him, and then they just end up knocking him way back.
I know. I feel like he didn't like that gift that dude got hit with was not as bad as what he did to Bruno. I was like, holy.
Yeah, he got was not very eye for an eye.
They don't. I don't think they really care about who they kill or not kill.
Does not appear so. Although, did we see? Now that you say that, did they actually kill anyone, or was it just kind of like injury?
I mean,
mostly?
they could have if everyone was still in there, because they probably wouldn't have cared who they were hitting at. But, I mean, they went pretty hard at Kamala, so and she's a 16-year-old. Like, okay, what would they do?
True. Although my brain just immediately goes to Darth Vader like comparison here.
Oh God,
he literally was killing people that in his way he didn't care at all.
He killed younglings.
So I almost feel like these guys maybe aren't quite that level, but just throwing that out there. But
fair.
And then we get as I put Kamala has her fist of fury whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry. What and Biggin.
It's called embiggen, but usually it's actually her actual hand, not this projection. But they changed it around. I guess we'll see.
Oh, you're saying it's not her actual hand. It's not
It's
like a
supposed to be her.
combination.
No, it's just the light coming out of her hand. Like just she's like
Uh,
projecting it out.
I guess that's a little less. I don't know. In a way, I guess that kind of makes more sense. But it's very Mr. Fantastic if it's not that, right? Like maybe they're actually doing more so for that reason to differentiate with their any plans for Fantastic Four in the future, because it is kind of
It's there. It's gonna happen.
yeah, exactly.
Gonna
Which now
happen.
there's like rumors about. Oh my God, maybe it's not. Well, I don't want to say anything more. I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to spoil. Who may or may not be that. Never mind. Let's back away from that one slowly. Backing away. Moving on.
Yep.
Yeah. So she does use that attack with her giant, I guess, projection of a fist to knock down three people at once, which was pretty cool. Because that was like up until that point, it was like not looking great for them or for her. I forget his
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Kamran. I don't know where did he go? I guess in between here because
I think I think he was fighting the other guy, and then eventually got knocked down to the bottom, or like body slammed, I should say.
okay, right.
And then that's where they start all ganging up on Bruno and Kamala, I
Right.
believe.
Because he does show up right around that point to come help out with the fighting, and then Kamala comes into or goes over to Bruno because he's clearly been injured in the
Hurt.
process, and helps him up, and and then he says something along the lines of Brian, get out of here, or get Brian out of here or something, and then Bruno makes a comment. I swear he gets my name wrong on purpose, which is funny because we were just
Yep.
talking about that. But so then on the way out, we do see someone. One of them falls through like a glass railing.
Oh, that was
That was
Kamran.
Kamran. Okay,
Yeah,
he
that's what I was. Yeah.
he kind of breaks through this glass railing and falls down onto the floor there of
Yep.
the lobby area, I guess.
Yep.
And then they kind of get
Kind of corner or start blocking them in.
yeah, they're getting a little bit cornered in that lobby area. I forget if is it just Kamala and Bruno at this point, or is Kamran actually with them?
Kamran's knocked out. He's on the ground, knocked out. He's
Okay,
done.
yeah. Not looking good for Kamran there, but then so that is right around where we get the Bengal lights up. She's got her hand in the air, and the Bengal lights up, and then the Kamran's mom, I think, holds onto the Bengal also, and we get this vision of a train coming right at her. I don't know if they're both seeing her, if it's just.
Oh, they're both seeing it because their eyes are lit up purple, so they're both getting the
Yeah.
power right now.
So at that point, we're just. I don't know about you, but I was kind of like, well, what is going on here? But maybe you got that reference sooner. You probably got that reference sooner than I did, but I did not understand that at first. But that's when we get the D.O.D.C agents showing up, and I thought that this seemed kind of often because they just arrest all of the clandestines, right?
Well, they also had those weapons. They had those like Tony Stark sonic weapons that knocked them out. So I think that helped because they were also pretty strong. So I was like, how do these guys stop regular humans stopping these clandestine?
Right.
But then I mean, if they're having those sonic waves, I don't know how that would affect a
Am I
person.
saying
Even
am I saying it wrong the
what?
whole time? It's clandestines and not clandestines.
I think it's clandestine.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. So they arrest all I think all of them.
Except, Kamala and Bruno get out. They get
Right,
sneak.
right.
I don't know how they didn't see her, because that was weird. Because she was like in front of them by that Kamran's mom, and all of a sudden they're like the agents in there, but she still ran past and like didn't see him. Like, wait, what? How did you? How did they miss
Right,
this the
right.
girl pass? But okay, so that, I mean, sure.
So they're able to escape, and then whatever door, side or back door they go out of, she uses the hard light, which
Just shut the door.
okay, yeah, just to shut the door, and then
Just quick,
Nakia
yep.
happens to be
Yep.
there, sees this happen, and she's kind of like, "What? What did I just see? What's going on?" And but I think she picks up at the same time that she is this nightlight or whatever, and
The nightlight.
also clearly upset. And then they're just kind of like, "Well, we'll explain. We'll explain everything. We just get Bruno out of here or whatever." And so she goes in to kind of help Bruno walk. And he says, I think he kind of repeats the same thing, like, "We'll explain everything later" or whatever. So after all that, we're once again taken back to home, back to Kamala's home, and understandably, her parents are asking what happened. Kind of ruined ruined her brother's wedding.
Right, yeah, that's, I mean, I probably wasn't cheap, probably.
Right, and they're asking, you can tell us anything, kind of a thing. And, she says, I just can't
Can't. Yep.
for, I guess, obvious reasons. And, the next thing we see is her just falling down in her bed. And suddenly she gets another FaceTime call from her nanny, saying that she needs to come to Karachi. And that makes a comment about, did you see the train beta? Did you see it? Like, what?
Yep. And then that's insane.
That is indeed. And we're kind of like, oh, okay. I guess she knows more about this than
Grandma, I didn't tell you all the news.
Right. It's like, yeah. Up until this point, it was just. Up until this point, we kind of got the feeling that Grandma was maybe a little senile or something, right? Like her holding her phone so close to her face, maybe didn't mention before, but that was part of it. Like thinking that her grandma
like,
doesn't.
Whoa, hey, wow.
Yeah, like she doesn't understand technology, kind of a thing. But
right.
We will find out more about Nani in the next episode.
Yes.
Look for that. That'll be episode 4 of
Oh boy.
Miss Marvel. Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, as is tradition. Mike?
A 4. I'll give it.
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. I'll put it 4.0 just to be specific, I guess. But
there you go.
Let's see. Did I like this one more? I'm gonna actually. I think I liked it as well as the last one, maybe. I
liked it because it started giving some more backstory. That's why I liked it a little bit more.
That's true. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I like that. I'll say 3.9. So, that gives us a 3.95 for this episode. So,
Woohoo.
Which they're getting better progressively. 355, 385, 395. So that's good. Mm-hmm. Good. We'll see.
Good.
We'll see how we feel about the next one.
Yeah, we're there. We're getting there.
We are getting there. Anything else? Any final thoughts?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
There's still a lot more to go.
Well, definitely say I am. You're absolutely right. I appreciate it. Yes. Once again, you're always right. Episodes are getting better. I'm starting to appreciate the show more for sure. But again, I do say it's less. Feels like it's less cartoony the more I play, or the more I watch. So just throwing that out
I
there.
mean, they were showing her imagination, what she was seeing in her brain.
Right. That's
We all do
very
it.
true.
We all do it.
Oh yeah.
Unless I mean,
Oh yeah, you don't have to tell me that. All right. Well, thanks, Mike. Thanks everyone else for listening. Herschel for being here. Thanks again for the Lork Monkey Bananas. I appreciate you guys.
monkey
Appreciate
banana.
everyone else for watching and listening and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Hey, but if you wanna write into us, disnerdsplus@gmail.com is the place to do that. Not the place, but how you do that.
The thing to do. It's
The
the thing to do.
website is disnerdsplus.com. We're recording Wednesdays at, let's just say, 8 p.m. Central, hopefully for a while. I'm at twitch.tv/ShaveMadOx. You can find Mike at Cool as a Cucumber. You can find me at ShaveMadOx, and that will about do it. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night, wherever you are, or day, or wherever you're listening to this.
Adios.
Take care, and we'll see you next time. Okie dokie. We did it.
We're done. Yay.
Done with double episodes, hopefully for a while. Or no, that's not true.
That's next. No, yeah, next week
Next
we
week.
can still have
I was
two.
watching double episodes
Then
for a
we're
while.
then we're done until August for a while.
But August, what that is? Which show again?
Is it or is it She-Hulk? Can't remember.
She-Hulk. Okay.
Disney Plus show release dates. Here we go. Let's see.
Thanks, Herschel. Hope you have a great night too.
There's I Am Groot's coming out.
What?
It's just a short. It's called Shorts. I Am Groot Shorts. I
Oh.
don't know what that means.
That just means 15-minute movies, basically.
So the next thing after Miss Marvel is She-Hulk, August 17th.
So they are not giving us a Star Wars
Did I see?
tweener
Unless-
this time.
Nope. Andor, August 31st. So, that's where you're going to start overlapping the two again.
Ah, shit. Oh, wait. So what day of the? I am curious about days of the week as well. But,
well, it says August 17th and August 31st. What is that?
Oof, that's pretty close together. Yikes.
Ooh.
Ooh.
August 17th is a Wednesday. August 31st is a Wednesday. Oh my! They're both on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! This is going to be bad. Ready for this one?
Yeah.
They have Andor's on August 31st, probably like 6 episodes or whatever. Then, depending on how we want to take this or go with this, they got Star Wars Tales of the Jedi Fall 2022. And then they got Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2.
Right. When is that?
Fall 2022.
Oh, so they don't specify.
Nope. And then
Well, it could
after
get
that,
postponed. Some of them might get postponed still.
and then after that, we have Marvel's What If in 2022 somewhere. Late
Yeah.
2022.
Well, yeah. At one point, I'm thinking like, yeah, we don't necessarily have to watch every episode together, maybe. But
it's true. Oh, I can't wait for 2023 though. You got Mandalorian season 3, Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures, Nemesis. I don't know what that is. If that's a Star Wars thing, no, it would say Star Wars Nemesis or something. I don't know what that is. But anyway, Agatha, House of Harkness,
Oh, really? It
Ahsoka.
was Agatha all along.
Ahsoka's gonna be super awesome. Star Wars Skeleton Crew. That's the one with Paul Bettany. That's not Paul Bettany. It's Jude Law.
Oh, and he is a Kree or a
He's a Kree in Captain Marvel, which probably would be back for the next movie. I would imagine
Oh yeah,
since they
and
left him off. Laban.
Jude Law is also. Wait, what the show you were talking about? You're talking about
Skeleton Crew.
that is a Star. That's the Star Wars one.
That's a new one. He's gonna be in.
That's right.
Then let's see. Still to be determined. You got Armored Wars. That's a Marvel one. I Am Groot. The actual show is still be determined.
I'm really hoping
There's supposed to be a Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought like a Guardians of the Galaxy
show
Christmas special.
Oh.
No, Christmas special.
Yeah.
I don't see it unless I missed it. Yeah, I don't see it in here. But I thought they were going to do that. I remember them saying they wanted to do this thing with having
Maybe they already. No, I'm thinking of Deadpool.
They haven't done it. No. I would have
Actually, I
known.
never saw the Deadpool thing, but that was wasn't it just like a dumbed down version of Deadpool 2 or something like that? Like
Yeah, because they're trying to prove that they can make the movie still where it could be a Disney kind of movie.
Yeah,
Because that was at the point where they knew. What?
All they're really doing is editing it for like prime television or whatever. But
right, they're just trying to make it like, hey, we can make a movie Fred's Disney appropriate.
Yeah.
So
see what happens with that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to bed now.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thanks, man. Well, have a good night.
Yeah. Well, have fun with your concert tomorrow.
Oh yeah, thanks. All right.
Yeah.
We'll catch you later.
Later, dude.
Bye. Thanks again, everyone. Well, catch you later. I gotta post some episodes now. All right. Bye-bye.